Seeing the writing on the wall, elected leaders in Austin are already looking at next year's fiscal budget, indicating they're going to face some pretty unique financial challenges this year. Between federal cuts, state legislation, and running out of pandemic relief funding, it could end up costing you. KXAN's Grace Reeder explains when you may be asked to vote on a tax rate increase.
Mayor Kirk Watson called them budget asteroids. Our city has a laundry list of challenges to address this budget cycle, from federal cuts to state caps.
I'm very concerned about our budgeting cycle that's upcoming.
One reason Mayor Pro Tem Vanessa Fuentes is concerned: Austin can't raise its property tax rate more than 3.5% from the previous year. That's state law. But there is a workaround. The city can bring it to a vote, and if they get a majority, they can bump that rate up more than that 3.5%. Since the state passed that law 5 years ago, the city hasn't asked voters to raise the tax rate more than that state cap, but they may need to now, so they're talking about a tax rate election policy. One of the recommendations for that policy, not asking voters for money more than once every 4 years.
I think every 4-year cycle makes a lot of sense, and it feels like that launch date for that cycle is coming up here sooner than later.
It's not just a possible tax rate election that may affect your wallet. The city of Austin is also looking at a comprehensive bond package that you could vote on in November of next year. A task force is working through exactly what would be included in that package right now.
The city has real needs, whether it be parks, whether it be road infrastructure. The council has asked for a comprehensive approach. Well, that will require debt.
Even if Austinites vote no on that proposed bond package in 2026, they still owe money for bonds from previous years that'll fund things like transportation projects and affordable housing. The city has $1.4 billion in voter-approved debt that has not yet been issued.
Not even talking about a future bond election, the tax rate and the amount, how that impacts the typical taxpayer will go up.
Grace Reeder, KXAN News.
City staff also brought forward state legislation that may impact the budget process this year. For example, they're watching bills that could cap expenditures based on population growth and restrict how much debt cities can accrue. For some insight here, unlike other major cities, Austin runs its own airport and utility company. Those pull in significant funds. But what you should be looking at in terms of your taxpayer dollars and the services provided as a result is the general fund. So that's worth $1.4 billion. A huge majority of that goes to police, fire, and EMS. In fact, all of your property taxes go to public safety, and it still doesn't cover the full public safety budget. To learn more, Grace Reeder has everything you need to know in this article at KXAN.com.